Now, just like it speedily passed the emergency economic stimulus bill, which raised several concerns and is yet to be presented in the Senate, the House attempted to do same with a repeal of the Quarantine Act of 2004, but that did not go down well and has raised controversies, especially on social media, which birthed the hashtag #StopNCDC The House also considered a somewhat retaliatory motion to the treatment of Nigerians in China, calling for an investigation into every Chinese national in Nigeria to ascertain those who are here illegally for possible repatriation.
Lawmakers in the House of Representatives appear to have missed the Green Chamber as they showed up for plenary in their numbers. Almost every lawmaker was wearing a mask. One was even wearing a visor. No handshakes were shared. And the lawmakers observed the social distancing rule, sitting at least 2 seats apart.
That we will overcome our current challenges.
Plenary begins with the address of the Speaker, who wants the federal government to seek the aid of federal lawmakers for effective distribution of palliatives to the most vulnerable in the society.
The commendable palliative schemes initiated by the administration have helped alleviate the sufferings of some of our most vulnerable populations. However, many of our people have not benefited from any of the implemented measures. It is necessary that we act to ensure that as many people as need help are reached, and we must also ensure that the distribution of interventions across the country is inclusive and equitable. Let me also, at this time, call on the administration to take advantage of the unique insights of federal legislators in targeting the distribution of some essential palliatives. When federal government interventions do not reach those that need, we are first to receive complaints and have to explain to our constituents the reason why they do not qualify or why they have been left out.
The questionable deaths in Kano State also gained the attention of lawmakers, as raised by the leader of the House, who is from Kano. About 640 people are rumored to have died in Kano State, which some say may be linked to COVID-19, even though the state government says the deaths are from other ailments.
Mr. Speaker, I'm afraid the way we are going in Kano, if care is not taken, the ravages we are undergoing may be worse than Boko Haram. Boko Haram, like you said in your own opening remarks, they kill through the gun, they kill through aggression. But this one kills people silently, with a choked up population, especially in the ancient city of Kano, where you have in just one local government, over 600 polling units. Dala local government, for instance, is the biggest local government in terms of population and number of polling units. 600 polling units in one local government. And these are people who are jam-packed in, unfortunately, an unpalatable accommodation system. We have this problem existing for long.
The class of people, the age of people that are dying in Kano cannot be explained otherwise. So we must face the facts. We must also have to get to our people to know that this is real. The message, whoever they hear, whether they are the clerics or whoever, we must have to get it right. And I think this has to be domiciled in every part of the Federation. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the fact that the testing center in Kano is not working is a pointer to the fact that we can't get it right.
We need to engage the community, both the traditional and religious leaders who are the closest to the people, to explain the scenario to them, because COVID-19 is real. The local people need to know this. And the only people they can listen to are their local, traditional, and religious leaders.
One of the prayers of a motion to summon the chairman of the Presidential Task Force and the Minister of Health was, however, amended.
There should be interface management with the relevant House committee, which is on health, or as the House may deem fit, to engage the Presidential Task Force and come back to give the House feedback instead of summoning them to the House at this point in time.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it.
The only bill up for consideration is for an act to repeal the Quarantine Act of 2004. The bill was sponsored by the Speaker, who first had to relinquish his seat for the Deputy Speaker, as the rules do not allow for the Speaker to do so from the chair.
Honorable colleagues.
The bill was read for the first time and debated for second reading, with intention to expeditiously pass it through third reading.
Now, what this bill seeks to do is to empower the NCDC in several areas, in matters of quarantine and the administration of public health and infectious diseases. The NCDC now is allowed to even do health surveillance and power to be proactive as opposed to reactive. What the NCDC can do now is once there's an outbreak, then they run there, after the horses bolted the stable. But now, this bill allows the NCDC to be proactive, to investigate, e.g. epidemiological investigations and surveillance propaganda programs. So the NCDC can go somewhere if they hear that such and such a thing is happening without even any idea of an epidemic or a pandemic, and begin to take proactive steps. It also imposes a duty on all medical practitioners to provide information of a suspected case to the DG NCNC.
But we'll observe that
some lawmakers were, however, worried about the powers of the NCDC as contained in the bill and disturbed that the details of the bill had not been circulated to members, meaning that members were debating a bill which they had not seen.
I have seen the title of the bill. I have not seen the bill, the content. I was shocked when one of the contents of the bill will be giving NCDC or whatever they're called the right to do certain things, including vaccinations. Mr. Speaker, we are all aware of what is awash in social media, including the chiefs and all whatnot. I have seen the Quarantine Act. It includes war situation, emergency situations, something bigger than disease control. And if you look at this title of this bill and what we are in, we really need a bill for control of infectious diseases. If you juxtapose the two, infectious diseases and reasons for quarantine, there is a big demarcation, even though they seem to converge. We've been told that there's going to be a chip. In fact, that the vaccine is here already. So when we put in the chip, the monitors from UK, from US, what we are doing in our rooms and whatever. And now, there's a portion now saying NCDC will even have a right to order these things. That was why, Mr. Chair, you observed me shaking and wondering and perplexed.
Let me apologize that the bill has not been circulated, because unfortunately for the business and rules, we had to summon them just a couple of days ago, and they worked night and day. So the situation did not call, or was not amenable for 360 copies and circulation of copies. But I believe, like many bills that have passed this House, sometimes we just basically need to follow the argument under the circumstances. The issue of vaccination, if you look at the language of the bill, it says the NCDC may. It doesn't say shall. It says may. Giving the NCDC the powers to use their discretion, looking at the locality, looking at the culture, and looking at how infectious and dangerous this disease may be. That is the empowerment we're talking about.
It, however, scaled second reading, despite the huge dissenting voices.
Those people say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The bill, which was initially scheduled for speedy passage, is however deferred to the next sitting day to allow members properly study it.
The House are aware that
Following the poor treatment of Nigerians in China by the Chinese government, a motion for prompt government intervention is considered and adopted.
urge the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and all relevant ministries, departments and agencies to, as a matter of urgency, ensure that all Nigerians who wish to return home are evacuated from China and quarantined upon arrival. Mandate the Committees on Interior, Local Content and Commerce to investigate the Nigerian Immigration, Corporate Affairs Commission, Nigerian Content and Development Monitoring Board, and any other relevant ministry, department or agency to check the validity of all immigration documents of every Chinese person in Nigeria and the expatriate quota of all the Chinese businesses in Nigeria to ascertain the number of illegal and undocumented Chinese immigrants in Nigeria.
The House adopted the prayer to evacuate Nigerians from China, despite refusing same when it was raised before the National Assembly was shut down on the 24th of March. Members of the House of Representatives also amended their rules to allow them sit once weekly during the period of a lockdown. And before adjourning, the Speaker set up an ad hoc committee on COVID-19.